Are you going to be able to come tomorrow? If so, I'm really looking forward to seeing you again.
I'm still planning on coming tomorrow. I heard you had yourself a really beautiful house built, right? I'm sure that even Faye is really happy about that now, too.
Well, this is what Faye had dreamed of happening, so of course she's happy about all of it. If she wasn't smiling about the new house, then I'd really have no clue what she wants and would probably go crazy trying to figure that out.
Have you already gone and told her that I'll be coming over as well tomorrow?
I let her know once already. I said that you'd be around, even when I have my meeting. But I'll do my best to leave a lot of time open to you when you're around, so that we can all talk. We can talk more about all of that later on, as I'd really like to continue talking to you about those things from earlier.
Understood. I'll be coming by myself tomorrow, okay? But I'll make sure that next week I bring everything we talk about up with my leader and we'll discuss things.
Alright, thank you, Gianna. Although, having to be helped by someone like you is a little embarrassing for me.
What are you talking about, Gage? I'm your little sister and want to make sure everything goes well for you, just like you'd do for me if I needed the help. We siblings have to stick together in times like these, right?
Hearing something like that from you really warms my heart. But I still feel as though I should be the one responsible for my company, and now having you around helping me, I need to be more diligent in getting good results.
I'm hoping for that as well for you. But you're my older brother, so you'll be alright. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to seeing you tomorrow and seeing that new house. Gage is having a problem within his company and has gone to resolve the issue. So he won't be back home until after you've already showed up here, okay? That's what I'd heard from him as well. He made sure to tell me before I got into my car. I still plan on being there at the time I told you both yesterday. Is that alright with you still? I heard from him that you're going to be the one to show me around the new house while he's out at the office. But if he's going to be coming home later today, then I can wait for him, or even possibly come over another day if you'd like. What do you want to do? What are you planning to do by coming over to our house? Huh? I heard from him that you're planning on staying the night here and whatnot. But do you think you'll actually be getting anything from us just because we're both well off? Let me tell you right now, if you come into this home and start stealing from us, you're going to be in very deep water. What? Can you slow down for just a minute? Why are you starting to talk about me as though I'd be coming over to steal anything from you two? I have no reason to be stealing from you both, right? I'm just coming over to hang out and talk with the both of you as well as see the new house you both have. Well, think about it, Gianna. You're nothing more than a dirty janitor, right? Excuse me? And all janitors are both lowlifes and moneyless. And now that you've heard that your brother is a CEO, you think you can come over here and take our things? If that's what you're thinking, I'd like you to stand back and rethink your plans. Gage is my husband now, right? He doesn't have the time to take care of moneyless slobs like you anymore. Hold on a second, Faye. I think you have a bit of a misconception of me or something that's making you say all these things. Actually, I don't even know what you're trying to infer about me right now based on all that you've just told me. There we go! You can't even make up a good excuse. You know that I'm right about what I've said about your plan, and now the only thing you can say back to me is that I'm the one with a misconception and that I'm wrong. Well, to start, can you stop looking down on me for being a janitor like that? I'd like to know what's so bad about being a janitor in your eyes. It's due to janitors that the inside and outside of buildings like your husband's are so clean and well kept for everyone working in them. And for the most part, those that work for a cleaning and janitorial company are usually very proud of the work they do and want to do their best. What are you going on about? I feel bad for all you freaks that only have enough brain in you to clean the toilets of complete strangers all day long. The fact that you all are so daft that you can only make money from work like that is just depressing. Your brother ended up being the CEO of a very well-regarded company, yet somehow his little sister had to turn into a crap cleaner. That's so unfortunate for him. When I married him, I never knew he had a tragic little sister like you working a gross job like that. Tragic? That's a bit rude of you to say to me, right? Well, anyway, I'll be arriving at your house here soon, so we can talk more about all of this in person and hopefully clear all of this up. I think you have a misunderstanding of me, so I'd like for that to all go away with a quick explanation from me about who I really am and what my intentions really are. You sad sight! How does it feel to have toilet water thrown all over you like that? If this has taught you anything, then get out of my house and never come back here again. I am appalled. I heard that you were a pretty tough woman when it came to being nice, but for you to actually act out like that towards your own sister-in-law? I only came here today to celebrate my brother moving into a brand new house, but you're telling me that you threw all that toilet water on me just because I'm a janitor? What the hell were you thinking, Faye? I doubt that by asking you that I'll get an answer that I can understand, but I have to ask you at least once. Of course, a lowlife like you would never be able to understand any answer I gave you to that question. Now, to be clear, the reason for all of that was because a lowlife like you thought you could come into this beautiful house of mine. Your beautiful house? That's the house that my brother built, right? So what? Whatever he calls his is also mine, right? I know that you were having a pretty good time splashing all that water onto me and are feeling on top of the world right now, but you're going to regret all of that real soon. Why should I ever regret what I've done to you? I was just protecting my beautiful house from a beggar like you getting in here. You actually think I'd let your lowlife butt in here? I don't care that you're my sister-in-law, Gianna. I had to throw that water on you to keep you from taking any of my money and things. Then I'll be halting my transfer of any more money to you guys. We don't need whatever money you think you have. And actually, what the hell do you mean you've been giving us money? Do you actually think you can do something like that for us? You are aware that my husband runs a very well-off company, right? Well, I'm sure you don't understand the whole picture right now, but I really didn't expect you to be this blind to what's all been going on around you. Huh? What are you talking about right now, Gianna? I'm going to do just as you've asked and head home. But be aware that the money I've been giving your husband to keep his company from becoming a burning mess will stop. Do you really expect me to believe that you've been giving my husband money to keep his company afloat? I'm going to let him know right now that you've gone home. And please, never come around my beautiful house ever again. I don't have time to cater to scum like you. Understood. I wish you good luck after this. What do you want with me now? Things have changed. Do you think you can start heading back to my house? No. Why the hell would I come back there? What makes you think asking me a stupid question like that after what you've done would be such a good idea, And what do you mean things have changed for you? Before, I didn't believe a word you'd said about the current state of things regarding you and my husband. But when I told him that you'd gone home already, he was furious. He kept saying I really screwed him over big time. He's on his way home right now in a panic, and I want to know what I should do about him. Why are you asking me what you should do right now about him? Why the hell is Gage freaking out so much right now? To tell you the truth, I am the owner of a cleaning services company, and for a while now I've been working with my brother to support his company with funding. I'm assuming that he's really worried about all of that right now. Huh? You're the CEO of a cleaning services company? I sure am. I see that you had been confusing me for just being a simple janitor this whole time, but I'm not the one cleaning and doing all that work. Rather, I'm the one running the company that employs people to do that work. And as for my brother's company, it's been on the brink of collapsing for a bit now, and I'd been planning on helping keep him afloat. And as for me coming over today, the reason was for me to talk with him about what to do next regarding the money I'd been handing him and his company. Of course, I was also coming over to celebrate you both moving into that new house, but the main reason was to talk business. No, there's no way that should be true. You're supposed to be some low-level janitor, Gianna. Your brother even told me that you work for a cleaning services company. And that's not wrong. The only difference is that I don't just work for the company, but run it as well as the company's CEO. How many more times do I have to repeat that to you for you to understand me? I get that a long time ago I had been working as a janitor and all, but that was just to learn about the field I'm working in and to understand how to run a company like this one. Is that so? I never heard a thing about any of that. So you're telling me that all of this was just a misunderstanding between us? No matter how you try and think about it, you did misunderstand me. But you having had little idea about who I actually am has nothing to do with me now. Because as of now, I can see that you're totally okay with throwing toilet water all over me because you thought I was a janitor. Well, that was just because I had a misconception of you, a simple misunderstanding. Normally, I'd never actually do anything as rude as that to anyone. You could even call that a joke of sorts. I just assumed you were coming to steal things from us, and that since you were supposedly a janitor, the whole splashing toilet water over you would be a good form of defense. I think a person like you won't have much more of a future anymore where you're still married to my brother now. Huh? What does that mean? I'm saying that after this, I don't think you and him are going to have a successful future together. I doubt he's the kind of guy to allow a witch like you to be by his side. Actually, I know a guy like him won't allow that. I don't really get what you're talking about, but I'm saying that now that my brother and I have a good idea of the person you truly are, we're no longer going to want to have anything to do with you. And really, I don't even have the will to help him with his company any longer, so I'll make sure to let him know that here. Hold on a sec, Gianna. You're joking about actually telling him what happened between us, right? He's already furious with me about sending you home, but if you go telling him about the reason for that, he'll explode and take me down with him. And none of that is anything I'm worried about at the moment. Gianna, let's take a moment to let the air cool between us and talk this over again, okay? How about we both just forget about everything that happened earlier? I'm calm right now, Faye. And the air has remained a very comfortable temperature for me so far. And unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to forget what you just did to me. You literally threw a bucket of toilet water in my face when I walked through the door and started laughing at me when you saw my face. Only those with the most twisted of souls would ever do that to another person over them having a job as a janitor. You really want me to forget that? Think about it. There's really no way to forget any of that. I told you that you're wrong about that. Please, listen to what I've been trying to tell you. I really had no clue that you were such an amazing person before I did all of that to you. I just had the idea that you were some failure that's had to live life working as a scummy janitor was all. What I did to you back then was all due to the thought that you were nothing more than a lowlife. Oh God, you think that I'm going to follow your reasoning for all of that? What you're telling me is that you really do hate those that you deem to be lowlives, including janitors. Huh? That's not what I meant by that. Well, with that kind of thinking, you've basically just told me that you hate everyone that works for me in my company, and that they're all scum and have no money. You wouldn't want me telling all of them that now, would you? I'm really confused right now. What the hell are you thinking, talking about people that you know nothing about like that? I'm sorry. I didn't think that you and my brother would be getting this upset with me over what I said. It's just, when most people think of a janitor, they think of someone working a pretty low-level job and someone that's never graduated from college. I'm sorry that my thoughts got to me so easily. But now I can see you're not some low-life scum, but a very successful CEO. So you don't have to worry because I'd never look down on someone that runs their own company and has a lot of money from it. So can you calm down now? I'm your friend, after all. You must not understand the definition of friend, then. Because to me, and anyone else looking at this situation, you're anything but a friend to me. And at this point, I've already let my brother know about everything from today. Huh? What do you mean by everything from today? Well, I started by telling him about how you threw a bucket of toilet water on me, and then about how I will no longer be helping him by funding his company. I also made sure he knew that as long as you're with him, I'd never come around him again. And that he would no longer be getting any kind of help from me ever again. Why would you tell him things like that? You're making me look like the bad guy for some reason. I'm not sure why you ended up the way you are, but after what you've done to me today, I think it's totally acceptable of me to label you as a bad guy of sorts. I told you I understand, though, and I'm apologizing to you now, right? Why are you being so heartless towards me after all the effort I've put into apologizing to you? Are you telling me that you don't want to make up with me after that? What do you mean by us making up? And do you think after all you've done to me, a simple apology is going to get me to forgive you? We're not kids anymore, Faye. You even ended up saying terrible things about the employees working for me, so I'm definitely not forgiving you for that, as I'm sure none of them would. Now, if you want to discuss what's going on right now some more, you can wait for Gage to get home and talk with him. I have nothing left to say to you now, so that's that. Wait a second, though. Gianna, this is all really messed up, right? If you leave things the way they are, I am 99% sure that Gage is going to kick me out of this house. And I'd have to say that that'd be the correct choice when it comes to handling you. Are you kidding me? Why would you say something like that now? Was what I did really that bad? I think you're going a little overboard by saying all of that crap about me. Come on and do something about this, Gianna. Right now, our marriage is on the line, and you're the only one that can do anything to save it. Don't you want to help your brother stay happy? The only reason for your marriage being in danger is due to you being a terrible person, Faye. Now figure something out and try your best to avoid losing your husband. You already told me that I'm not allowed around your house since I'm a lowlife. But if you're thrown out by my brother, that must be because you're more of a lowlife than even me. That would only be fair, though, right? Since you made that rule up. Are you really going to say things like that? I apologized for cleaning your face off with that toilet water already, right? I promise I won't say anything bad about you anymore regarding your job, okay? So please, just frickin' forgive me! No thanks. But hey, this all matches exactly with what you said about me. I'm a lowlife, and letting your marriage fall apart is definitely something a lowlife would allow to happen. At least I'm not the one that'll be going through hell here soon, so have fun, you witch. In the end, Gage made his way back home with his face beet red, telling Faye to get out of his house without even giving her a chance to retort. Once he had her outside, he then went and locked all the doors and proceeded to grab all her things and toss them out the window for her to take. Then the following day, he began the process of divorcing her. Faye hasn't had a job of her own for a very long time, and so her pockets were empty leaving that house, and has since been on the streets trying to figure out what to do next. But this is all well-deserved after all the horrible things Faye said and did to Gage's little sister Gianna. Luckily for Gage, after he had gotten rid of and divorced Faye, Gianna came back to him and said that she'd continue to help fund his company. I'm sure she never wanted to threaten him with ending the flow of money to his company, but it was the only way to get him to throw Faye away, which needed to be done after what she'd done to Gianna. Anyway, Faye is going to be on the streets for a long time now following these unfortunate events. But hopefully, while she's going through hard times, she begins to learn the importance of everyone, even those that she considers lowlives, like herself.
Rebecca, are you there?
Hi, Kevin.
Where are you keeping your phone? I've been trying to call you all morning.
I'm sorry, but I've been busy taking care of your sick father. I didn't hear it ring. What did you want?
How's the old man doing?
Honestly, I'm surprised that you care. Or are you just pretending?
What do you mean?
You don't care about your father, just like your mom. Neither of you seems to realize or care that he's seriously sick. All you do is go from place to place, spending the money he dedicated his life to making.
My relationship with my father is none of your business.
It became my business the day you married me. What did he ever do to you and your mom to deserve such hate?
You do know you have bigger problems, right? Quit worrying about that sick fool and learn how to become a good wife.
Excuse me?
We've been married for 7 years. When are you gonna give me babies?
Probably the next time the supermarket offers them up for sale.
What?
That was sarcasm, you idiot. How can you say such a horrid thing to me? You know how hard I've been trying to conceive. Don't you care at all?
I didn't come here for arguments, Rebecca. I'm just telling you to focus on your own issues instead of trying to fix someone else's. Besides, we'll all be happy when he's gone.
My God, did you just say that? You wish your dad was dead? How could you say such a thing?
Okay, this is getting out of hand. I'm going off now. I just wanted to inform you that my mom and I will be going on a trip to Cuba.
What do you mean? Just you and your mom, or all of us?
Just me and my mom. We leave tomorrow.
Tomorrow? You guys clearly put everything in place without informing us. What about me and your dad?
Come on, Mom's always wanted to visit Cuba ever since she was a child. I just want to make this dream come true for her.
And what will happen to your dad while you're gone?
That's why you're not coming along. Someone has to take care of him, right? That's your job, so keep doing it until we return.
So, I don't deserve to go to Cuba? I can't believe you could be so selfish. Besides, why would you even travel when your dad is sick? When will you stop spending his money on clothes, cars, expensive restaurants, and start caring about his health?
Who are you to meddle in family matters? Besides, he's my father. That means his money is my money, so I can spend it however I deem fit. Anyway, I'm done with this conversation.
We are not done yet. We need to do something about your father. We need to send him to a nursing home. Kevin?
Hello, Rebecca. I got a call from my son. He said you were rude to him?
Hi, Amber. Trust me, Kevin was the rude one. He started it.
Did you just call my son rude? After everything we do for you?
Not sure what you're on about, but I'd like to talk about that Cuba trip. You guys are really considering leaving us behind?
Well, we only made plans for 2 people.
How could you do that? Don't you think your husband and I would enjoy traveling?
My husband is on his sick bed. He can't do anything. And as for you, you should be by his side taking care of him.
You should be the one taking care of him. For crying out loud, you're his wife. If anyone deserves to go on that trip with Kevin, it should be me. I am his wife.
How dare you compare yourself to me? I carried him in my womb for 9 months. Do you know what that means? Of course you don't. You are barren.
Even if Kevin says such hurtful words, you shouldn't do the same. Aren't you a woman like me? Besides, it's not my fault I can't conceive.
And whose fault is it? If you want to travel with my son, then give him a baby.
I really don't care about the trip. I am more concerned about my husband's dad. We need to take him to a nursing home so they can take better care of him.
Nursing home? Girl, do you know how much those places cost?
Maybe not as much as the cost of traveling to Cuba. I checked Kevin's email and I saw all the invoices. You guys are flying first class, you booked expensive hotels, and knowing you, I'm sure you'll eat in expensive restaurants throughout your stay too. So taking out some money to take care of your husband shouldn't be a big deal.
What do you know about money? If you are so concerned, take him to the nursing home yourself.
What do I know about money? Well, I blame myself for allowing you both to convince me to quit my job. Kevin? I've been trying to reach you all week. Why aren't you answering me?
Because I'm on vacation, silly. I know you're calling to say something annoying, and I simply don't want to hear it.
So you don't even want to know how your dad is doing?
I'm sure he's doing fine. After all, he has you by his side.
God, Kevin! So you and your mom are seriously having a good time over there in Cuba while your father is fighting for his life? And you won't even spend money to make sure he gets his health back?
Oh my god, will you stop already? You're just bitter because we didn't bring you along. Don't worry, I'll bring you a gift.
I don't want a gift. I want your dad in a nursing home.
We can't afford that right now. I told you.
But you can afford a boat cruise? I saw your posts online.
Stop stalking me, okay? And please, if you don't have anything to say, don't bother reaching out. My mom and I will return when we're ready. Rebecca, you there? We're done with the trip. My mom and I are on our way back. Make sure the house is very neat as usual. Also, I'm craving buffalo wings, so prepare them before my arrival. You know just how crisp and warm I love them. Mom also said that she'd like an apple pie, so can you prepare that as well for her? Maybe you can throw in some hot dogs and hamburgers as well?
Are you for real? Like, seriously? You've been gone for 3 weeks, and for the past 2 weeks, you didn't even call to check up on us or anything. And now you are reaching out to give me a list of chores to do?
Just because I've been away doesn't mean you can talk to me like that. You're just a housewife, so you do what I tell you.
You remember I was working, right? I quit because of the pressure from you and your mom.
Whatever. Just do everything I asked of you. By the time we get home, we'll be tired, so prepare a bath before our arrival, okay?
Well, just come home. We are ready for you. We have a big surprise for you and Mom.
Surprise? What does that mean? Rebecca? Rebecca, where are you? Rebecca, what's happening? Rebecca?
Can you stop burning up my phone?
What's going on? My mom and I just got home and there are strange people in our house. They're saying they bought it? Where are you and my dad? What did you do?
What do you mean, what did I do? I'm just a housewife, remember?
Don't mess with me. Tell me where you are right now. Where's my dad?
So now he's dad, not that old man?
Answer me.
Well, if you must know, he's in a nursing home now. He has been there for the past 2 weeks. Maybe if you and your mother had bothered to check up on us, we would have informed you.
Nursing home? Okay, but what does that have to do with the house?
We needed money to pay for the nursing home, right? So we sold everything your dad owns and we used part of it to pay for the first 5 years in the nursing home. We donated the rest to charity.
Charity? That was my inheritance.
Not anymore, evidently. Your dad got fed up with the way you and your mom were treating him. That time I messaged you in Cuba, he developed complications and almost died. I told you he was fighting for his life, but you didn't care. He got fed up and decided to teach you and Mom a bitter lesson. Of course, he got my full support.
Which nursing home is he in?
Like I would tell you. Also, I gave them a heads up that his son and wife might come to bother him. I suggest you stay the hell away from him. On a side note, you should be expecting a call from my lawyer any day now.
Lawyer? Why?
What else, silly? I want a divorce.
Rebecca! Rebecca, answer me!
What is it? You really need to be more polite when chatting me up.
What is this stupid document I'm getting from your lawyer? You want to take 50% of what I own?
Well, I deserve it, don't you think? Especially after everything you put me through.
Dad already took everything from me, and you want to take the little money and properties I have left? Right now, my mom and I are in some cheap hotel trying to figure things out. We're pretty scared. Don't you care?
Not really, no. I'm going to take everything from you, Kevin. You stole valuable years of my life, turned me into a nanny, insulted me while traveling all over the world with your mom.
I'll have nothing to fall back on. I'm already broke. If you go through with this, I'll be poor. How can I survive without my dad's money?
I don't care. Goodbye.
Hold on, I'm not done talking to you. Rebecca! Rebecca, are you there? Rebecca, please reply to my message.
You sure are polite. What happened to you?
Good evening. How are you doing?
I'm not buying this. You and I have a court case, and we shouldn't be communicating. Goodbye.
Please, wait!
What is it?
I'm sorry, okay? I know now that I was a horrible husband to you, and I'll never be able to atone for what I did. Also, I was a terrible son to my father, but I'm a changed man now. I will never return to those things I used to do.
Aw, that's so sweet. But why are you telling me all this?
Come on, Becca, baby, I love you. The divorce is not final. We can still get back together and live as husband and wife.
Wow, you've not called me Becca, baby, in years. I still remember how sweet you used to be, back when we found love.
The good old days, right? I'll do anything to bring them back.
You can't! Everything changed when your father got sick. Before that, you were a good son, always heeding his advice. But as soon as he fell sick, you realized you could do as you wished, and gradually, you became this monster that is currently in my DM begging me.
Becca, baby, please don't say that.
You're right, though. You are a terrible son and husband. You will never indeed be able to atone for what you did. And that's why I'm going to take everything you have.
Rebecca!
Just so you know, your dad was the one who connected me with the lawyer. When she heard my story, she assured me I have enough proof to take whatever I want from you, and that is what I will do. If I could even take what you don't have, believe me, I will do so.
So, you will destroy the man you love?
The man I used to love, but with the way you treated me, I would be a fool to continue loving you. I am ready to move on with my life, and I suggest you do the same as well.
But how do I do that?
Go to Cuba to figure it out. Bye.
Hold on, Rebecca! Rebecca!
I eventually got 50% of everything Kevin owned. Kevin had to get a job and cut down on his lavish lifestyle. Amber didn't like their new lifestyle, but there was nothing she could do except complain. So they were always quarreling. They are currently living apart right now. My ex-father-in-law was in the nursing home for 7 years before he passed on. As for me, I got a well-paying job, and guess what? I finally found love. I am currently in the Maldives for my honeymoon, and you won't believe this, I am pregnant with twins!